So travel does change the way you think about things. So this is an Oscar children's ride in a Malaysian mall. And it's only about, well, that's interesting. It's only about 150 ringgit, which is the local currency, which is only about, gosh, I don't know, like 35 cents or something. So what I want to say is that the journey from the United States into a shopping mall on the other end of the world is a long one. And it involves something that economics doesn't consider, which is trust. And so a lot of companies have now, well, this is interesting, it's Royal Mail. So the ride that's next to it is actually British. So somehow you have an American and British licensing system that allows the same company to license the rides. And so what you see again is a lot of alliances, right? We call them military alliances, right? NATO, whatnot. Those are the foundation for trade agreements that allow the licenses for somebody to come to a place like this, in an unfamiliar place, and legally use the license to create a useful product. Now, it says Oscar on there, right? Oscar the Grouch. So what's happening is when you inject somebody else's products into your system, and your system, meaning cultural system, you're injecting them in the language as well. And if you think about how amazing that is, just think about how you don't know of a single word in Malaysian or Malay at all. So which means that it doesn't work the other way around. And so it's not just the rides, Marvel and DC, see a Batman down there, but again, it's in English. So you pick up some of the language unconsciously, and that allows you access. So the next time you go to a website or something else, it's quite likely that you've built up a lifetime of exposure to something that makes you more comfortable with that product, language, and country. And so when people think about products and services, they don't really understand what's happening. What's happening really is that you're injecting your culture into somebody else's country in order to make yourself safe from being demonized, right? Because right now, if you tell somebody you've been exposed to rides and comic books about her heroes growing up, the United States is, doing a coup somewhere, it doesn't quite register. An illegal coup or maybe bombing somebody somewhere, it doesn't quite register if you've been growing up with somebody else's language and so on and so forth. It automatically humanizes that country and therefore is a strong pillar of security. So when you go to a foreign country, or if you're just hanging out in your own hometown, think about why it is that you're not exposed to another country's language, unless you're in California or Texas and it's Spanish. But why only Spanish? Something to think about.